Hey everyone, it's your Ice Prince, John Creighton Petersen. Today I'm here to show you how you can make your own book shrine. Making your own book shrine is very simple and very easy. All you need is an old book and some of your favorite ice resin supplies. So let's go ahead and get started. First step to creating your book shrine is to create the shrine out of an old book. And this was 10,000 Garden Questions. And now it's going to have a better life as a really cool book shrine. What I personally like to do is I start with a liquid adhesive, and this is just the Scotch quick dry adhesive. You can use any white glue that's going to dry clear, so you could use like tacky glue or any of those. And what I like to do is go all around my edges of the book. You can see kind of the glisten there. That's the glue that's dried. And then take your Big Daddy clamps and clamp it all together and let this dry completely. I then drew my lines, which you can see I kind of boo-booed on this one a little bit. I was off. And then with your trusty cutting tool and a metal edge ruler, go ahead and just start cutting out your cover. So here was the little piece that I cut. Save this because you can use this as a template for later. And I'll show you one part, because I'm going to be covering the book instead of painting it. I'm going to be putting some paper on here, so this was a great template for cutting out the hole to match this exactly. Some people prefer to cut first and glue their pages all together. I personally prefer to glue it first because I find it more stable and you're not fighting with the pages when you're carving out. It took me probably 15 minutes to carve this out, so it gives you a good idea of how long that takes. So I've decided that I want to put a cover paper onto the front of my book, and this is where your little cover piece that you cut out comes in really handy, because I just used that as a template and cut it out. And then I coated my paper on both sides with a couple of quick coats with the paper sealer. That way I can be sure that the resin's not going to seep through on the paper and turn it translucent. I also put a couple of coats of this on the very bottom pages here too. That way it's just going to build a little boundary in there, so the resin is going to want to seep down underneath where I had glued in case I missed the spot. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down to the book cover, and then I'm going to trim the edges off. So I have my paper overlapping just a little bit on the spine, but that's okay because I'm going to cover this up and you won't even know it's there. And I'm going to use my Ice Enamels medium. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to paint my spine, and then I'm going to apply the turquoise iced enamels onto here, and then I'm going to heat set it. Usually I would use one of the standard brushes from Ice Resin, but because this is a bigger job, I've opted for another brush just because, well, I kind of want to get it done today. So I'm just going to start applying my Ice Enamels medium on here, and then I'm going to heat set it with the powder, and we will have the spine done. Now look at that fabulosity on that spine. Now, just because I'm a Virgo and I'm kind of crazy like this, I'm going to actually go around all my edges that are exposed, and I'm going to repeat this process with the iced enamels. I'm not worrying about the back of my book so much because I'm actually going to hang this on the wall. So I don't care if it's green on the back. That way I have more room for my big signature. There is some Butamus to behold. Nice, beautiful, finished edges all around the book. Now I'm going to repeat the same exact process for the inside lip of where I carved out the pages and the cover piece of the book. There is the inside of the carved out section with the turquoise iced enamels. And if you notice I kind of went all over here, that's okay, because what I'm doing is, again, forming that little kind of dam so that if I put too much resin in here, it won't flow out in between the pages and lose all my resin. I also have my little frame. This is from Prima, and I hit this with the enamels already in the turquoise color again. And then this is a little Audrey Hepburn cutout from Authentique Paper, since this is my little Breakfast at Tiffany shrine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some resin on the back, which I've already pre-mixed up over here at a 1-to-1 ratio. So I'm going to apply some resin to the back of this. I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to add my silver German glass, and I just want it to go just on the bottom here. So what I'll do is I'm going to put my frame down first, and then I'm going to just put a thin layer of resin all around here. I'm going to dump in the German glass, and then I'm going to let this set. I'm also going to cover the whole entire top surface of the book cover with my leftover resin. That way it'll have that nice polished finish. By tilting the book, you can tell that I've covered the cover with the resin. And you're probably wondering earlier, wow, that's a lot of silver German glass you put on here. Well, I'm now going to tap off all the excess. There we go. See how much extra there was? I'm going to pour this back into the container, and then I'm going to quickly brush this out before I put more resin in the inside here where Audrey is hanging out. I've removed all the excess German silver from around the frame and inside the frame where Audrey is. So now I can take my resin, which I've pre-mixed, and I can start filling in the frame. Here is our finished book shrine to Miss Audrey Hepburn and Breakfast at Tiffany's. For more great project ideas, be sure to check out the ICE Resin blog that you can find at iceresin.com, and you can find other great projects made by myself at artnewwave.com. Thanks for watching.